When you feel that you are rushing, it often happens before you even notice it. You may be moving quickly, your hands searching for your keys, your eyes jumping from one thing to another. Your heart feels heavy, and there is a small voice inside that says, "I must go faster." In that moment, the world around you begins to blur. The people, the sounds, the details of your life become like shadows. You only feel the push of time behind you. It is easy to believe that rushing is the only way to move forward. You may think, if I hurry, I will finally be free. I will finally be at peace. But have you ever found that peace when you rush? Most of the time, when one task ends, another one appears. The rushing never truly finishes. It is like chasing the horizon. No matter how fast you go, you cannot reach it. In the first moment of rushing, you still have a choice. You can continue to run, or you can stop for a brief second, just 1 second. Even a small pause can change how the rest of your day feels. In that pause, you might notice something simple, maybe the sound of your own steps, or the air moving in and out of your nose. That 1 second is not wasted time. It is a gift that reminds you that you are alive right now. When life begins to speed up, try to see that first moment. It is like a door. You can go through it without thinking, or you can open it gently and step into a calmer place within yourself. When you rush, it may feel like nothing more than moving fast. But beneath the surface, there is a weight that grows heavy on your shoulders. This weight is not from the tasks themselves, but from the way the mind pushes you. Each thought says, "More, faster, now." These words press down like stones that you carry without even noticing. The body also feels this hidden weight. Your chest may tighten, your stomach may feel hard, your jaw may close without you wanting it to. You do not plan these things. They happen quietly, in the background, as if the body is trying to match the speed of your mind. And the more you ignore it, the heavier it becomes. Sometimes, this weight shows itself in your mood. Small problems suddenly feel large. A simple request from someone else may sound like a demand. You may feel anger rise, or sadness, or a sharp fear that you are always behind. But the truth is that the rushing itself is what makes the world seem so heavy. If you could pause, even for a breath, you might notice how much you carry. You might see that this weight was never part of you. It is something added, something you picked up without meaning to, and just as you picked it up, you can also set it down. Not all at once, but little by little. The hidden weight of hurry is not easy to see, but once you notice it, you understand that the rushing is not free. It always costs you something, and knowing this gives you the chance to live in another way. When you are rushing, the first thing you often lose is the breath. Of course, you are still breathing, but it becomes so small, so quick, that you hardly notice it. It is like a quiet friend walking beside you, but you do not look at them. You only look at the road ahead. The breath is always here. It has been with you since the moment you were born, and it will stay until the last moment of your life. Yet when life speeds up, this friend becomes almost invisible. You are busy with clocks, with voices, with plans, and the breath goes on quietly, waiting for you to remember. Think about a time when you realized you had been holding your breath. Maybe you were worried, or maybe you were moving too fast. When you finally breathed out, you felt a soft release, as if the body itself was saying, "Thank you." That release shows you something important. The breath is not just air, it is a gentle rhythm that carries you through each moment. When you forget the breath, the world feels tight. The mind spins like a wheel, faster and faster, and you are pulled along without control. But the moment you notice the breath again, even one slow breath, The wheel slows down. You begin to see that you are not just running, you are living. The breath you almost forget is the key that opens the door back to yourself. It asks nothing from you. It only waits to be seen. And when you remember it, even for a short time, the rush of the world loses its grip on you. In the middle of rushing, a pause can feel impossible. Your mind says, I don't have time to stop. If I stop, I will fall behind. But this is not true. A pause does not steal time. A pause gives time back to you. It reminds you that you are more than your schedule, more than the list of tasks waiting for you. Think of a pause as a small island in the middle of a fast river. The water rushes around it, but the island stays still. When you step onto that island, even for a short while, you see the river more clearly. You notice its speed, its noise, and you understand that you do not always need to be carried away by it. A pause does not need to be long. It can be as simple as closing your eyes for a few seconds. It can be feeling your feet touch the ground before you take another step. It can be the soft release of your shoulders when you remember they are tense. These are small pauses, but they can change the shape of your day. When you pause, something inside you shifts. The tasks are still there, but they no longer own you. The time is still passing, but it does not chase you in the same way. You realize that you can move forward without being pulled by fear. The world teaches us to always hurry. But in truth, the power to change your day is found in the pause. It is a simple choice, often lasting only a moment, but it can open the door to calm, even when life is rushing all around you. When you are rushing, your body often speaks before your mind does. It may not use words, but it has its own way of telling you that something is not right. Perhaps your shoulders are high and tight, as if they are carrying the sky. Perhaps your back feels stiff, or your breath is shallow, hardly reaching your chest. These are not accidents. They are the body's quiet reminders, showing you that the pace has become too much. Most of the time, people ignore these signs. They believe the body should just keep going, like a machine that never needs rest. But the body is not a machine. It is alive, and it asks for balance. When you listen, even for a short time, you begin to hear what it is saying. Imagine you notice that your jaw is tight. Instead of forcing yourself forward, you stop and let it soften. For a moment, the rushing loses its power. Or imagine your stomach feels hard, as if it is holding something heavy. If you place a hand there and simply breathe, you may feel a little space returning. These small actions are answers to the body's reminders. The body does not try to punish you. It only wants you to notice. It whispers in tension, in heaviness, in shallow breaths. And if you respond, it thanks you with a sense of release. The body is like a wise old friend, always nearby, always speaking softly, waiting for you to listen. When life moves too quickly, remember that your body already knows the truth. It shows you the signs, quietly and gently. And when you honor those signs, you begin to find the strength to move through the world without losing yourself to the rush. When life pushes you to rush, it often feels like a storm inside. Thoughts spin like strong winds. Worries crash like heavy rain. Your heart beats faster, as if lightning is striking again and again. This storm may not be seen by others, but you know it well. It is the storm within. Many people try to fight this storm. They tell themselves, I must stay strong. I must not feel this. But the more you fight, the stronger it seems to become. Just like in nature, when you resist the storm, you feel its force even more. But what if you could meet it differently? Imagine standing in the middle of the storm, but instead of running or resisting, you simply look at it. You say quietly, yes, I see you. The storm is still there, but your relationship with it has changed. You are no longer only a victim of its power. You are someone who can stand and witness. This way of meeting the storm does not make the wind disappear. It does not stop the rain at once. But it allows you to discover that there is a calm place at the center. Just as every storm in the sky has an eye, every storm inside you also has a center that is still. And if you can notice your breath for even a few moments, you may find yourself standing in that center. The storm within does not mean you are broken. It is simply part of being human. And when you meet it with honesty, not running, not hiding, you discover that you are stronger than you believed. You see that even in the rush, there is a space inside you that nothing can shake. When you are rushing, thoughts come one after another, like cars speeding down a busy road. Each thought says, "Do this, finish that, don't be late." They follow so quickly that it feels impossible to rest. But even on the busiest road, there are small gaps between the cars. In the same way, there is always a space between thoughts. This space is very small, and most of the time you do not notice it. But when you do, it feels different from the rushing mind. It is not loud. It is not pushing. It is open, like the quiet air between two sounds. In this space, you are not trapped by the next thought. You are simply here. You may find this space when you are tired of rushing and suddenly stop, or when you take one full breath and allow your shoulders to relax. For a short moment, the endless stream of thoughts slows, and you feel the simple gap between them. That gap is not empty. It is filled with peace, like a soft light shining in a dark room. The space between thoughts is not far away. You do not need to travel or wait for a perfect time. It is already here, hidden under the noise of the mind. Once you notice it, even for a second, you may realize that you do not have to follow every thought. You can rest in the space that holds them. When life becomes too fast, remembering this space can help you see that rushing is not the only way to live. There is always a gentle pause waiting for you, even in the middle of many thoughts, even in the middle of a busy day. When life feels too fast, it is easy to believe that you must also move faster. But the truth is that your body already carries a natural rhythm. It is steady, quiet, and simple. It is the rhythm of your breath, the beat of your heart, and the gentle rise and fall that has been with you since birth. In moments of rushing, you may forget this rhythm. You may try to force yourself to keep up with clocks and demands, but inside, your body is still moving at its own pace. When you notice it again, it feels like coming home after being lost. The rhythm has always been there, waiting for you to return. Think of walking quickly down a street. Your steps are sharp, your mind is busy, and suddenly you stop. For a few seconds, you hear the steady sound of your own breath. You feel your feet touch the ground in a natural way. That is the simple rhythm. You did not create it. You only remembered it. This rhythm does not need effort. It does not ask you to be perfect. It only invites you to notice it. When you do, something soft happens inside. The rushing world is still there, but you are no longer completely pulled into it. You have found a rhythm that is stronger and kinder than hurry. Returning to this simple rhythm does not mean leaving your tasks behind. It means carrying them in a gentler way. It means remembering that under all the noise, there is a quiet beat that has always supported you. When you rest in that rhythm, you can move through the day with more ease. Even when the world is rushing around you, the world will not slow down for you. The streets will stay crowded, the clocks will keep ticking, and people around you will continue to hurry. But even in such a world, it is possible to live gently. Living gently does not mean moving slowly all the time. It means carrying a softer heart, even when life is busy. To live gently is to notice that you do not need to fight every moment. You do not need to answer every thought that tells you to rush. You can still work, you can still care for others, but you can do these things with less tension. A gentle way of living is like holding a glass of water without squeezing it. The glass is safe in your hand, but your hand is relaxed. You may find that living gently changes how you see others too. When you are no longer trapped in your own hurry, you begin to notice the faces of people around you. You see that they are also rushing, also carrying their hidden weight. Instead of being angry at them, you may feel a quiet understanding. That understanding itself is a form of gentleness. Living gently does not remove challenges. It does not make the world silent or still, but it helps you walk through noise and speed without losing yourself. It reminds you that peace is not found at the end of the rush, but in how you choose to move through it. Even in a rushing world, a gentle life is possible. It begins with small moments, with remembering the breath, with listening to the body, and with pausing when you can. Step by step, this gentleness becomes part of who you are, and the rushing world can no longer control you. As we come to the end of this reflection, I invite you to look back on the moments we have shared. Together, we have spoken about rushing, about the hidden weight it carries, and about the breath that is always waiting for you. We have remembered the pause, the quiet reminders of the body, and the calm space that appears between thoughts. All of these are simple things, yet they can change the way you move through the day. The rushing world outside will not disappear. The noise, the clocks, the pressure to go faster will still be there tomorrow. But inside you, something may already feel different. You may have seen that you have a choice, even in the middle of hurry. You can pause, you can notice your breath, and you can return to a gentler rhythm. These are small steps, but they bring light into a busy life. Before I close, I want to offer my heartfelt thanks to you. Thank you for taking this time to listen with me. Thank you also to those who have shared their kindness through likes, through subscribing, through thoughtful comments, through super thanks, and through becoming members of this channel. Each of these gestures is received with deep gratitude. They make it possible to continue sharing these moments together. May these words stay with you as a quiet reminder that you are not only rushing, you are living, breathing, and carrying the ability to find calm, even in a fast world. And may the gentle rhythm we have spoken of today return to you whenever you need it most.